This is a demo of my TypeScript document generator application. It's written in C# with a WPF user interface, and its purpose is to generate HTML documentation from source code without any intervening steps on the part of the developer. I started out with a React app that I'd been writing, playing around with React 19 and trying to make an imitation of another app. And I decided I wanted to see if I could write a documentation generator, because I figured maybe we could use it at work. But anyway, here's my app folder, and of course I've got a source folder here, and all my source code is in here. I've already got a documentation folder with a couple of MD files, and other than that, there's no documentation in the app other than the comments that are in the code. So in order to generate that documentation, all you got to do is run this application, and you can see where you can specify the source folder, the documentation folder, where the actual HTML folder will be placed, name of the project so that it's nice and pretty on the tabs in the browser, and whether or not you have an appmd folder. The contents of that is displayed with the list of files that it found and generated. So you can use it to describe the application, or whatever you want to do. All you got to do is click generate, and in a couple of seconds it's done. That's the fastest it's been. 1.2 seconds for me, and that was 105 files that it processed and generated 210 files. So it generates 2 files for every source code file, except for MD files. You can elect to ignore specific files or entire folders, and the instructions are right here in the app on the screen. It's easy to do, and in fact I'm already doing it. Let's see, source docs, HTML docs, this folder. So when you go and generate files again, this folder will be ignored, and all of its files and subfolders will be ignored, because this file exists. This file can, as long as it's doc-ignore.txt, you can have anything you want inside that file, but it's got to be named that. And if you want to ignore a certain file, you need the first line of the file needs to be a comment that starts with // and then any number of spaces that you might like, with the word doc-ignore, and it will ignore that file and won't parse it, won't create HTML files. So now that we've generated our files, you can see it generated a lot of files. Here's a HTML document file along with the source file. So we'll go in and look at those now. You can, once you've generated the files, just click the Open Index File button, and it takes you right to the web page in the default browser. One thing I'd like to note is that the site fully supports the light/dark mode selection in the browser. I'm old. I need the dark background with the lighter text. Of course, I know there are others of you that may not like that, so this website supports it. You don't have to do anything in the site itself. You just go change your browser setting and it'll be okay. As you can see, there's a tree with all the files that were generated, or all the files that sourced the generation is more accurate. So if you go and open up app.tsx, this is the documentation file that was generated for app.tsx. It contains metrics about the import process or generation process, however you like to look at it, and some notes from the documentation tool about what to expect. And following that is an accordion control with the imports in it. And I figured those weren't as important as the actual code, so I put it in an accordion so you could collapse it. And then each function or interface or enum or whatever has this little pill looking thing, and it tells you what it is, what the name of it is, what the return type is, if any, and whether or not it's the default exported item from the file. The prototype is whatever is what the generation app can pull from the source file. So this is what your prototype looks like for the function that generates this JSX component. And these are the comments that are in the file for this component. You can browse the source file that goes with this page just by clicking the Browse Source File link. And as you can see, it's syntax highlighted. I use Prism for that, prism.js. And I had to modify the CSS file that came with Prism so that I could get a color scheme that more closely matched Visual Studio Code, because their color scheme was nothing like Visual Studio Code. So I do have to go in there and make this wrap, because I don't like the fact that it requires a scroll bar to go horizontal. So that's a little visual thing I have to fix. Let's find a file that's got more stuff in it. Components, common inputs. I wonder what that's got in it. Yeah, that's got a lot in it. As you can see, there are a number of other things other than the default export, which is common input. There are non-exported functions or items, and those are the ones that look dimmer than the rest. Like these two right here are not exported. Now you can go up here to this Show These Items drop down, and you can eliminate the not exported if you want, or you can put them back, and you can eliminate const functions, and it will only show what's left. So that's pretty cool. You can hide the exported functions. So that's available in every documentation page. Let's see what else. Close that. Evanimator, where's that? Hooks. As you can see, the enums are handled similarly to the interfaces. The interfaces and types look like this. This means, I don't know what that, undefined means false. I don't know why I put that there, but it should say false. But that came out of the source code, so I have to go in and look at that. Here's some more with default values in the types. this is a table, so that the width of the column that displays the item will not cause the data to push everything else off the edge of the screen. And it also won't, it'll also force it to wrap once it reaches, I think, 30 characters, so that it doesn't go way out here and push things off the screen. These are all types. Let's see, anything else in here? Let's hide the types. Here we go. So this is a strange one. Oh, I know why. The types have a this is an extra block after the definition of the type, and it's just got to be set to the appropriate class name, so it'll hide it when we pick it. So I'm glad I did this. We have a class down here, but I haven't parsed the classes yet. Input interfaces. See, here's an example of a long type. A function definition is going to often do this, and it will eat up all your space over here, so just know that that would happen. I might have to find a way to mitigate that. But as you can see, it reads all of the comments from the source code. Here's a type that wrapped because it was two different types that could be used here. I already put in code for this. Anyway, that's pretty much what it is, and I think it's pretty useful. And like I said, the documentation that it generates is only as good as the code that it generates it from. And I know some of you really don't like comments, but it really does help new people coming onto the team when they want to see what's in the code and where it is. The comments really help. And it's not as much what it's doing as why it's doing it, or what it's for. So, as you can probably tell, I don't like writing comments any more than anybody else, but I feel like it's a necessary evil. And anyway, I'll let you all go, and I'll probably do another demo when I get this stuff fixed, and no, there's nothing but enums in there. When I get this stuff fixed and another executable is ready, I'll put out another demo showing the fixes and the upgrades and what else it can do. So thanks for watching.